Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tendani Musekwa. I'm back with another banger. A banger. I'm at the AERO South Africa. Today is the final day, day 3. I am surrounded by
greatness.
Fairly young people. Now you Tendala, the pilot himself, the old youth, together with the executive team of economics and management sciences. We have had 3 awesome days. This is the 3rd awesome day. But what is more interesting is the fact that we have engineers. I really did not know that these things need to be maintained, and it seems like they have to be maintained at a higher cost. So I'm just going to get one of them who's just going to explain to us how has been the experience in this AERO South Africa.
It's a very nice experience. We just got everyone's friendly. We're seeing a lot of aircrafts which are nice, interesting, and we were finding out our new favorite aircrafts and things to do. So
Okay. No, this is proper. What do you guys do in actual fact? What do you guys do?
Well, we are aircraft mechanics. We maintain and inspect the aircraft to make sure that it is airworthy and it works aerodynamically.
It works how?
Aerodynamics.
Hey, to a layman, aerodynamically, it's a bit. You make no, you make things cantankerous. I don't understand. Aerodynamically, my brother, could you please just clarify that point for me? What does she mean when she says it works aerodynamically?
Basically, she means that it uses all the air forces to function. We're talking about lift to gravity and drag.
Okay. And then my next speaker, could you please just tell me what are some of the challenges that you have faced while you have been fixing aircraft? Because we need to know these challenges, because some of us don't want to die when we are on board. So you could just tell me what are some of the difficulties? Any challenge as a student or as an engineer? Just any challenge that you have faced.
Well, right now I can't really think of a challenge, because when I do, I can't think of a challenge. Except for the exams, they're a bit hard. Yeah, because of pass marks.
There's a little bird that came and whispered in my ear and told me that when you are at the aviation space, right, and engaged in this course, the pass mark is fairly high.
Yes.
What is the pass mark there?
Well, for us, the pass mark is 75.
75%.
Yes.
Now I'm a law student. I pass with 50. I pass with 50. So there was a student development program.
Yes.
And I'm well aware that you guys really did attend it.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So my brother, what was your experience with the student development program?
Well, I learned a lot about drones. I don't know that you use drones underwater. That was an interesting fact.
A drone underwater? Is it a submarine?
No, it's a drone.
It flies underwater.
As long as the pilot's not on board, it's a drone.
Okay. I attended, ne? So there was this question that was posed. There was fairly a large drone, a drone that had passengers inside, a drone that you could use for taking videos. Amapiano guys use it a lot these days. And then there was also a drone that could be used for agricultural purposes. Yes. Exactly. So, which one were you most interested in?
I was most interested in the agricultural one.
Why agriculture?
Because it senses the water and the pests if it needs more spraying, and the fertilizer where we need no fertilizer and where we need more water. Yeah, and sick plants as well. That concerns the two.
Okay, I'm happy that you spoke about it, right? So, us from Sugantambo High School, we are not too much exposed to these things. So, what are the requirements to find one child from the deep rural areas having to come and join you guys and pursue this field? What are the requirements?
You must have a matric certificate and a source of funding.
Source of funding.
Yeah, you can apply from the SACAA, Civil Person Foundation, and your parents could be a sponsor. Airlines could be a sponsors as well.
Okay, no.
And you should be a sponsor to them as well.
I'm struggling to sponsor myself. I've got uncontrollable ambitions as well. So before I can move further, I would like to go to the executive dean of the College of Economics and Management Sciences. The executive dean delivered progressive. Yes. She will introduce herself. Protocol. I'm standing on a protocol that is already observed.
I'm Dr. Musekwa. I'm the Executive Dean in the College of Economic and Management Sciences at the University of South Africa, the University of the Land, the University of Leaders.
The great dog, you delivered a progressive speech.
My speech was about how UNISA can offer different programs for anyone. It's good to see young people in this business. As a young person, I fell in love and I dropped out of being a pilot because I thought traveling would make me miss my loved one. So I'm very happy and to also see young ladies getting into engineering. I always thought that engineering was for people with dirty overalls. I'm glad to see these beautiful young people here. But we say in artificial intelligence that 90% of the roles of the future are not yet there. We don't know what they are. And it was very interesting to listen to this young man talk about agriculture, because as Africans, we've always produced our own food. But as Africans, we are bringing in a lot of food, and we should go back there and use technology to go back into the fields and to produce our own food. We can use aviation and engineering to spray and also to fertilize, as he has said, and to detect pests. And there is a lot of pest control that uses artificial intelligence, and we welcome these innovations.
So as the leadership of the college, this is the last question. I know that when I'm engaging with people from the University of the Land, I would like to pose more questions. But as the leadership of the university, what could we say you have taken away with you from this aviation indaba that we had, and what is your plan on implementation?
That we need programs that do not need long periods. We need micro credentials, and it has to be on supply and demand. Whatever the young people demand, whatever the industry demands, we have to supply, and it must be accredited so that they can build up and be professionals in their duties, and they can be professors in their own fields.
We are going to hold you accountable, and then I'm going to be moving towards this direction now. Okay. We are back with the student pilot now. My sister, how are you?
I'm very good, and how are you?
I'm very well, man. Can you please introduce yourself to our wonderful viewers of Flying Jurist?
I am Gracious Moliteseka, Fly Over student. I'm a PPL student, known as Miss President.
PPL, what is the meaning of PPL? You know what? We're trying to get the attention of people who do not understand. You can't use abbreviations.
Oh, yeah. All right.
What is PPL?
It's a private pilot license.
Oh,
the
okay.
first course that you need to obtain first, then move to the next.
Okay, so how has been the experience? What are the difficulties that you have faced when you were enrolling? What inspired the dream?
Yeah.
And how did you get here? For you to being a pilot, how did you get here?
From a very young age, our parents and grandparents would be like, you need to be a doctor, you need to be a lawyer. But for me, I was like, nah, this is not my thing. Yes, I'm doing math and science, but this is not my thing. So all the time when the aeroplane passes, I'll be like, what's that? I actually want to be that thing. My grandparents like, what are you going to study next year now that you are about to finish your matric? I'm like, I want that thing, that one up there. I only want that one. They were like, is there any other courses? I was like, no. So I started doing the research regarding the aviation thing, the pilot thing, how does it work? Then that's how I managed to find the Fly for Fire aviation training.
Okay, no, that is interesting. Now we go to Francois. Now we go to Francois.
Yeah.
My man, how are you?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
I'm very well, man. We've met in different spaces, different
Places, events.
events. What brings you here today?
So I'm a die-hard aviator, a student pilot. Yeah, I believe I was born to fly. It's my calling, right?
Yes.
For me, aviation is something that I've always loved since I was a kid, right? I remember, I still have a poster. I remember back in grade 4 when we were doing career day. I remember I drew a picture of a pilot, and till today I still have that picture in my file, and
So that's what keeps you going.
that picture keeps me going.
How far? Because we know that there are a lot of challenges,
Yeah, I know.
especially for a black child. You'd find that.
Absolutely. So
yeah.
for me, firstly, I'm not a local, all right? I'm a Congolese, all right? So for me, in other words, it's a bit difficult because unlike the locals, sponsorship is a bit easy for them to get and stuff like that. I have to cough it out from my own pocket, which I'm not really complaining because obviously I'm not a citizen, so I can't enjoy the benefits of the citizens. So I have to do things on my own way to pay it up and things like that, like every other person, every other student. Those are like some of the challenges that I have. But otherwise, I think I'm doing good. Yeah, I am gotten very far, and I just recently renewed my my study permit in terms of that. So it's really looking good. I'm really impressed with myself. Very soon I'll be starting with my my comp training at the Cirrus school here in this area. So yeah, I am really impressed. Yeah.
No, we are very happy. We got a different perspective.
Yeah.
Which we still need to look at it and
in all angles.
how many? You call them bars. I used to call them stripes.
Okay.
He corrected me and said they are bars.
Yeah.
How many bars do you have
No,
now?
it's on 2 bar right
It's on 2 bars. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. We'll
The
get
third one is
to the
still
third
somewhere,
one.
right?
Yeah, it's loading. We can do.
Yeah, you can take it.
This guy is the one who, my viewers, I know this guy. I know pilots. I'm privileged. I know pilots. I know pilots. So he's the guy who explained to me the issues of bars and stuff like that. But I would want now him to engage me on the same direction that Francois engaged me, but I know on an opposite direction.
Okay.
As a local,
Yeah.
right? What are some of the challenges that you have faced?
In my pilot journey, I realized that the main problems you encounter as a pilot is the sources of funding. As much as you have a diehard passion to become a pilot or to be in the aviation industry, it'll always be that the money will always make you look the other direction. So I just thought that if you had some way to just show that you could work hard enough, meet the right people, of course, or somehow encourage people even though you can't do it, somehow you would make it into the industry. So I know my reason to be a pilot, some would say, is pretty much stupid, but the reason why I wanted to be a pilot is that someday I thought that the world would end and I would have that extra 15 minutes just to look at the ending and be like, yeah, no, I saw that 2 more seconds of the world ending. So yes, yeah, that's what encouraged me to become a pilot. And yes, I do encourage people to look through sources of funding such as your bursaries, your scholarships. It's really not that difficult. Like, literally put the work in and it will work out.
I am going to be joined now by Sendulene, whom is a pilot and also an engineer. Did I miss any credential? Is there still anything else?
No, everything's okay.
So this is the man who flies the plane and also fix it while it's on the air. and he changes fuel while it's on the air. This is the man to speak to right now. So my brother, how do you do it? How do you juggle both? How do you become a pilot and also fix the plane itself? Are you scared of death to such an extent that you must fly it and fix it?
No, I'm not.
What
Embrace it.
motivated the dream?
It was determination and just keep on going to learn something new every day instead of just flying it. I wanted to touch it, the engines, see what makes it rotate, what makes the sound, and what makes it fast because I like speed.
You want to guarantee your safety, in actual fact.
Yeah, so when I
This is a responsible man. This is definitely a responsible man. He flies it, he fixes it. So you wouldn't blame an engineer if you were to take off and then they said there's an engine failure. You would have known.
I would have fixed it correctly.
You would have fixed it already. No. Are there any challenges? Have you ever encountered any problems with an aircraft that you have laid your hands on?
Oh, not yet. We haven't, because we are still in training.
If anyone knows a good future, invest on this man. Invest on this man. We are safe. I'm very much impressed.
Yeah.
And I'm very much humbled. And I'm very much inspired by this young man.
Yeah, Sandu.
You fly it, you fix it.
What?
You fly it, you fix it.
Yes.
How would you want to inspire young people that are of a younger age from you? What would you say to them? Just a word of encouragement. It's possible. You get 75 in engineering, get 75 in flying.
Yeah, it's possible. So what I can say is have determination and the strength, the spirit that will drive you to achieve what you want to achieve. And you can listen to others guiding you to other courses, industries. Take your advice and keep your word that you're keeping to yourself ever since you were young, ever since they asked you what did you want to be when you grow up. And stick on it. Be strong. It is not easy. It is not hard.
It's not easy and it's not hard as well.
Yeah, it's just challenging and you have to overcome the challenges.
It's neutral.
It's neutral.
You're leveling the playing field.
Yeah.
We save the best for last. The flying jurist himself, the professor, former doctor, current pilot as well, the director of the College of Law, of the School of Law, Professor Angelo Dube himself, the flying jurist. Prof, you have panicked for a long time about the aviation in Daba.
Yep.
You have had the vision.
Yep.
You have had the dream.
Yep.
You have aspirations. You have goals.
Yes.
And you want to transform the institution and bring in aviation as a course.
Yes.
So what I would like to know from you is that now that the aviation in Daba is now a dream come true, something that is running, what would you say that you are falling in love with now?
All right. First of all, the interview was supposed to happen 3 years ago, but there were obstacles along the way. I remember the first time it was easy for me to just kill it, forget about it. The second time around it was a bit painful because I had to kill it on the day of the interview. This time around I became a bit emotional. I wanted to kill it about 2 months ago. And then while sitting under a tree in my garden drinking a glass of red wine, an idea struck me that no man, AERO is coming up, put the Indaba there, it will flourish. And I did. I engaged my people at AERO because remember Flying Jurist has been working in partnership with AERO South Africa. So the idea, I suggested the idea, the managing director Michael Dan liked it, the marketing department and the leadership of Neil liked it, Ms. Zinhle also liked it, and we had an agreement, we started rolling with it. So we're able to then bring it this year as a final product, as a soft launch of the general aviation Indaba. What's behind the Indaba? We wanted a space where we can begin to transform and develop the aviation sector in South Africa, so that we bring stakeholders, we bring role players and practitioners in the field. Like you rightly said, I'm not just a professor of international law, I'm not just a director of the School of Law at UNISA, I'm also a pilot. So all these skills combined are better suited to move the aviation sector forward in the Republic of South Africa. So this was the best place we could launch the aviation Indaba at. So we seek to advance the industry by talking to each other, by talking to stakeholders such as the CAA, the regulator in this space. As you noticed in this year's Indaba, the CAA was there. They delivered a perfect pitch. They delivered a perfect presentation, which was necessary for the industry. Also, the Ministry of Agriculture was there as well. They did some presentations on drone technology and how it's used in land surveys and so forth and so forth. And other entrepreneurs were there as well who talked about their aspirations to revive rural aerodromes, because at the core of my heart is the rural child. I always say the township child is disadvantaged, but there is what we call a forgotten child. The forgotten child is the rural child. The rural child hardly sees an aircraft to begin with. When they see it, it's already cruising, in level flight at 37,000 feet. It's a tiny dot in the sky. They've never seen it like we are seeing aircraft right behind you right now. But the township child, sitting somewhere in Tembisa, can see aircrafts approaching and taking off from Ortambo. They know this thing is big. The rural child thinks an aircraft is a dot. The township child knows an aircraft can change the structure of its wings using flaps. They know it has to tilt its nose downwards to land. They are much better. But all our focus is on the township child. That's what I'm trying to change. That's why I brought Miss Caroline from Victoria West, a rural town, far out in the Karoo, to come and speak to us about what she's trying to do in that space. Because the rural child is forgotten. And if we forget the rural child, South Africa will go nowhere. Because the rural child has no access to free internet. These guys in the townships have free internet. They can go to public buildings like libraries and get access to internet. There are no libraries in the rural areas. So this space was created for us to engage, for us to bring the stakeholders, to bring leaders, thought leaders in society, to find solutions to move the republic forward. Because aviation plays a big role in the GDP of this country. The economy is standing on the shoulders of aviation. If you have to move goods between South Africa and Maputo, you need us. You need to get airborne, take your goods there. If you have to move people to Botswana, you need us to take your people there. So the economy gets boosted by aviation. And aviation does not start at the commercial level. Commercial aviation inherits the products that we create here in the space of GA. We're sitting here with young pilots who are in the GA industry, the general aviation industry. Tomorrow they will graduate and enter the commercial space. So we need to, if we are to fix South Africa, we need to fix the GA industry first. It's the only way we can ensure that the girl child, the African child, enters the cockpit. If we don't fix the GA industry, aviation will never be transformed. It will never be fixed. So that's what was behind. You asked me a question, how do I feel now that we've had the first of the general aviation Indaba this year? I'm over the moon. I am so over the moon, but I know how to celebrate and cut my celebration short. I am already planning for 2025. I already have a program. I already have likely speakers for next year because I want it to be bigger than it was this year. This year we had a full house. You saw the room we're in, it was full. All chairs were filled because there was hunger for this thing. Next year we are going even bigger than that. Expect explosions for the General Aviation Indaba 2025.
Well, we have heard it from the man himself, but I don't want to let him go yet. Because he says he wants to fix the continent, the African continent. Fixing the continent starts now. What do you expect from these leaders of this continent? The youth is the leader. What do you expect from them now?
All I expect from them is this, and I tell everyone that I mentor, all I expect from you is that one day you must hold the hand of another person and show them the direction. I did not make myself. Somebody believed in me. Somebody said, young man, follow this path. Young men, don't do this. We have a tendency to believe that we know more when we are still young. And then as we grow older, we realize we are so stupid. There's a saying that says, by the time you realize your father was right, you will have a son who thinks you are wrong.
There's nothing else that I can say. I think, but I think that Prof is a professor. He's got master's. He's got aviation. He's too broad, and You are aging like fine wine. It's fine.
Yeah.
No, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very much humbled. It's myself, Tendani Musekwa, from Flying Jurist Media. I'm signing out just like that. Until we meet again. Thank you.